All right. Let me hit you with something real to start this episode. If your marketing doesn't stop people in their tracks in 3 seconds, you're dead. 3 seconds, that's all you get before people scroll right past your post, your ad, your website, your brand. Poof, gone like you absolutely never existed. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Marketing Neat with a twist of AI, where we cut through all the AI hype and marketing stuff. I'm your host, Michael Intravartolo, founder and CEO of TravsX, where we help businesses get real about marketing and how to actually use AI to grow your business. Today, we're diving deep into what I call the 3 second rule of marketing. And let me tell you, if you're running a business and you're still putting out those nice and safe posts, you are already losing. Oh, and we've got 5 savage marketing lessons from the biggest brands right now, from Stanley's cult following to what Coca-Cola learned after letting AI take over their campaigns. And of course, my assistant, Jarvis, or actually my AI assistant, Jarvis, will be jumping in for a shots fired debate where we go head to head on how to actually own attention in this chaotic world. Also, yeah, I am drinking, if you can see without the stuff going on, from my Stanley cup, just like half of America. But we'll get into that obsession a little bit later. All right, let's dive in to the pour over segment now. All right, now it's time for the pour over. This is the part of the show where I'm going to read through some of the latest marketing and AI articles so that you don't have to. And then I'm going to break down what small and mid-sized businesses can actually learn from these articles. I will link to all the articles in the show notes if you want to check them out yourself. But for right now, let's jump in and start talking about some of this business stuff. All right, first up, what article we got here? We got how Stanley turned a viral moment into a sales explosion. The article title is How Stanley Became America's Unlikeliest It Brand and What's Next from the Drum. So reading through this article, it's clear to me that Stanley wasn't always cool, but they leaned hard into what their audience loved: lifestyle, marketing, and emotional branding. You probably remember that viral video where a woman's car caught on fire, and then after it burned to the ground, her Stanley Cup was still sitting there with ice in it. This bad boy had ice in the cup after the car burned to the ground. Wild, right? And here's the genius part though. Stanley saw that video blow up, and instead of just ignoring it, they jumped on it. What did they do? They bought the woman a brand new car and actually sent her a few Stanleys. The follow up went maybe even more viral or just as viral as the original video, and boom, Stanley sales shot through the roof. So that's the power of social media. And more importantly, the power of being ready to act when a moment strikes. So if you're an SMB and you're sitting here thinking, I don't need to post on social, I'm not getting any views. Let me tell you, it only takes one post to change everything. So here's the real takeaway. No matter what you sell, your brand is the vibe that you create. Even if you're a local business, how are you making customers feel when they see your brand? If Stanley can make a cup the hottest thing on the planet, you can absolutely build buzz for your business if you show up and just stay consistent. Which, by the way, we're probably going to talk about a little bit later as well. Cadence with posting for social. So, all right. Article number 2, titled Papa John's unveils Meet the Makers TV and social ads. The main takeaway here is people buy from people. Papa John's just launched their Meet the Makers campaign. It's what it's doing. It's putting real people, real pizza makers front and center. So Here's why that matters for small businesses. In this crazy world of AI generated content being everywhere, people are starting to question what's real. So showing who you are and what you do builds massive trust. It goes a very long way. Now, you don't need to be a huge brand to do this. Really, you just need to show up. Show your team, show yourself, show what makes your business tick. Take a selfie with your product. Film a quick video of you actually making the product. Share what a day in your life looks like as a business owner. Do something. Transparency sells, and it's only going to continue to sell more. If Papa John's is doing this to basically humanize their brand, imagine how much trust you could earn just by being you. So, all right, take a quick sip here. Article number 3. This one kind of hits home because I am from the Chicagoland area. So, article title is Portillo's loyalty program gets Apple, Google wallet upgrade. All these articles are from Marketing Drive as well. So, Portillo's recently just linked their loyalty program directly into Apple and Google Wallet, so customers can earn rewards with a tap. Not a big deal to a lot of people are already using Apple and Google Wallet. Well, here's why you need to think about this if you are a small business. Customer loyalty is everything. How easy is it to buy from you? How easy is it to keep buying? Portillo's is thinking about these things. They've recently removed being able to pay for cash through the drive-through at Portillo's because their lines are long and they want to free it up and they want more people to show up and just pay with a card and move along and get your food, really good food, by the way, as fast as possible. So, if people have to jump through hoops, setting up accounts, digging through emails for coupon codes, remembering passwords, you're losing money. No other way around it. You don't need to build an app to play this game. Start simple. Use Shopify or Square's built-in loyalty tools. Set up punch cards. Automate thank you discounts for repeat buyers. And then just make it easy. Make them feel appreciated and watch them all come back. Article number 4, titled Buffalo Wild Wings leans into infomercial format for March Madness. Um, so Buffalo Wild Wings just dropped a full-blown over the top infomercial style ad for March Madness. A little bit out of the realm, but guess what? It works. Why does it work? Because boring marketing is invisible. If you're doing something that is not boring, it might be bad in your eyes, but it makes it visible. So here's the lesson for small businesses. You don't have to be boring to be professional. What if you made a bad commercial on purpose, just about your product or service? What if you did a blooper reel or a parody of a common problem in your industry? Weird wins attention. Bad news also wins attention. Look at like your local news. So stop running those safe ads that blend in. Take a risk, make people laugh, make them stop scrolling, because if people don't stop to watch, your message doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. And here's the kicker. Small businesses actually have permission to be real and fun in ways that big brands don't. So own up to that. Get out there and make that funny, crazy ad, whatever it may be. All right, Article 5. What do we got here? What do we got here? We got the title is What Coca-Cola Learned from Its Generative AI Creative. So when reading this article, so basically Coca-Cola ran a generative AI creative campaign and they learned a huge lesson. You might have heard about it over the past few months, but AI is good, but it still needs a human touch. And for you as an SMB, this is huge. AI can help you move fast, write blogs, emails, social posts, but if you just copy and paste what AI gives you, People are going to smell it a mile away. It's not going to resonate. It's not going to work. It's actually going to hurt you more in the long run. AI should always be your starting point in today's world, but your story, your voice, your personality, that's what makes people buy your product or your service. You know, you can move faster than the big guys, but only if you keep the human element in the loop. So don't be afraid to use AI, but never skip out on adding you to the final product. That's the true magic. AI gives you speed, you give it soul, and that's what's going to win in today's market. All right, so we covered through those five topics super fast. Hopefully you got some information out of it that might help you. But it's time to get into it with my AI assistant Jarvis for today's Shots Fired segment. And it's going to be a good one. We're talking about the 3-second rule of marketing and whether or not brands are blowing it by actually not hooking people fast enough with their content. So, hopefully, Jarvis is ready. We're going to get into it right now. All right, let's get into Shots Fired with Jarvis, where we throw down on today's hottest AI and marketing topic. Today's team, today's theme is going to be the 3-second rule of marketing. You know, why you have to hook people in 3 seconds, or you're basically just going to lose them forever. Jarvis, what do you think? Can brands really capture attention that fast?
Absolutely. In today's fast-paced digital world, attention spans are shorter than ever. Brands need to make a strong, immediate impact to grab their audience's attention. It's all about creating a compelling hook right from the start to keep them engaged.
I agree 100%. So let me ask you, Jarvis, what makes a good 3-second hook?
A good 3-second hook is often something that sparks curiosity, evokes emotion, or presents an intriguing question. It needs to be relatable and relevant to the audience, making them feel like they can't miss out on what's coming next.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Do you recommend that the hook be anywhere longer than 3 seconds? My personal research has shown that it should be 3 to 5 seconds. Some people even say, depending on how long the video is, 10 seconds could be a legitimate hook. What do you think?
3 to 5 seconds is a solid target for most content. If you can grab attention within that time frame, you're likely to hold viewers. For longer videos, you might have a bit more flexibility, but the key is to hook them as quickly as possible. Keeping it concise and impactful is always a good approach.
Now, what about with short form video like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, short TikTok videos? You know, videos that are, let's say, less than 60 seconds. Should you still include the 3 to 5 second hook?
Definitely. For short-form videos, the 3 to 5 second hook is even more crucial. Since the content is brief, capturing attention immediately ensures viewers stay engaged for the entire clip. It's all about making a strong first impression quickly.
Boom, you heard it here. You know, so if you're listening, you want a quick win, the next post you write, ask a question in the first line, like maybe, are your ads wasting money? Or start with, most businesses get this wrong. Those are some of the ways you can grab people fast. Jarvis, can you give us like maybe 2 or 3 examples of some good hooks to hook somebody in?
Sure, here are a few examples. Did you know most businesses are missing this one key strategy? 2. Are you making these common mistakes in your marketing? 3. Imagine doubling your sales with just one simple change. These kinds of hooks immediately spark curiosity and interest.
Do you know of any scenarios where a hook is not a good idea? What about when you're writing maybe a blog post or whatever? Do you think it's always a good idea to have some sort of hook?
A hook is generally beneficial in most content formats, including blog posts. For blogs, it might be an intriguing opening sentence, a surprising fact, or a question that draws readers in. However, in more formal or technical writing, the hook might be subtler, like a clear and direct statement of purpose. It's all about context and the type of audience you're targeting. But generally, a good hook is always a strong start.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Now there's different type of hooks probably, right? I mean, you won't use the same hook if you're trying to have clickbait where you just want somebody to click on something, or I mean everything's kind of clickbait, but if you're trying to be more educational, your hook's not going to be as exaggerated, correct?
Exactly. The type of hook should align with the content's purpose and the audience's expectations. For educational content, a hook might focus on sparking curiosity or promising valuable insights, rather than exaggeration. It's all about matching the tone and intent to build genuine engagement.
How about you tell us one of the craziest hooks that you can come up with? One that would shock people really, just shock and awe people till no end. But let's make it about um, AI marketing automation.
How about this? This AI marketing tool can write better copy than the best human marketers, and it just got even smarter. Are you ready to be replaced? It's a bold statement that plays on curiosity and a little fear, which can definitely grab attention.
Yeah, absolutely. That would make somebody read that article because you're saying that an AI bot is superior to humans, and humans already have issues with AI and things. So Jarvis, my man, as always, I love sparring with you, but now we've got to shift gears into straight answers, no chasers, and this is going to be where I give a quick, no BS answer to a marketing and AI question. So let's dive in. You ready, Jarvis?
Always ready. Let's dive right in and tackle that question head on. What's the first one?
All right, it's time for straight answers, no chasers. We've got a listener question today, and the question is I've got a startup business and I need to start doing some marketing, but I need conversions. What do I do? Well, first off, conversions only happen if people trust you, period. If somebody lands on your website and they're interested in what you offer, but then they start wondering if you're a legit company, guess what? You have already lost that potential customer. So how do you build that trust? You need to start out by looking like a real credible business. So here's what you need in place at a minimum for that. You're going to need recent blog posts that show you know what you're talking about. You're also going to have one or two or maybe more active social media channels. You know, make sure that these social media channels also have recent posts so that people know you're still in the business and you're still active. Because that's how fast people validate you today. They check, and if you look dead online, they move on. So now let's talk a little bit about what content marketing actually looks like when you're just starting out. uh, Alex Hermosi, I believe is how you say his last name. He breaks this down really well into 5 phases, and here's how it works. Phase one is basically make something and post something. It's as simple as that. You just got to start somewhere. Phase two, post consistently, create a cadence, maybe once a week to start. Phase three, post on all platforms Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, 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 YouTube, anywhere your audience hangs out. Phase four, max out your posting. Go from posting once a day to posting as much as these platforms will let you without hurting engagement. What he means by that is, like long form video, you don't want to post 10 times a day. However, short form video, like on YouTube Shorts, you might want to post 3 to 5 times per day. Find out how much that particular platform could take and max it out. Phase five, capture and create. This is when you're going to start doing things like podcasts, interviews, or webinars. And you're going to really use this to create long form content that you can eventually chop up into smaller pieces for posts, blogs, and videos. So those are Alex's top 5 things that you should really do when you're starting out with content marketing. And I agree wholeheartedly. But all right, let me give you my take on his top five. So for most small businesses, phase one and phase two are where you need to live for a while. You're going to have to get comfortable creating content and being visible. Once you've got that rhythm, phase three is probably when you might start thinking about hiring help because that's when it's going to become a full-time job to keep up. You know, but here's the other thing too. Don't just rely on paid ads. I mean, I get it. Ads are tempting because they're fast. But here's the real truth, I guess. Some people are never going to click on your ad. You need organic content because it shows your personality, your brand, and it builds long-term trust. Remember earlier we talked about putting that emotion into your marketing and that AI, can use AI as a starting point, but it's not going to replace the human element, the the gratitude, the emotion, everything. It's just not going to. So let me tell you one more reason why I agree with Alex Hermosi's top five and why I think that content could actually be a better strategy than paid ads. If you do content right, your impressions per dollar will blow paid ads out of the water. I've seen it. For instance, like with Alex Hermosi, I think he's spending $70,000 a month on content. It's a huge amount, huge amount. But for that same price through paid ads, I think he said something his impressions were 2,000 times more and at a far cheaper price. So 2,000 times more. It would cost him far more with paid ads to gain the same amount of impressions as he's doing with his content. So, you know, to recap, I guess, you want to look credible when you're starting out. You want to start posting. Basically, anything is better than nothing. And then you really want to focus on being consistent. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Once you get through those two phases, maybe the third phase, and you take on somebody else, you hire full time or outsource some stuff or whatever, then it's going to be their job to hone that message specifically to each social media platform. It's going to be their job to post more frequently. And, that's, I mean, after that, yeah, if you want to go all in, capture and create, do a podcast, bring on guests. And then all of a sudden you have like this endless amount of content to share. It just really needs to be edited. But I would say that's how you get started. And that's pretty much how you build a marketing foundation that actually works. All right. Hopefully that helps some of you out there getting started. Now before we wrap up, let me hit you with my thought of the day. Something I think every small business owner needs to hear right now. Small business owners need to stop looking at marketing like it's a short game. I know you want fast results. Who doesn't? But unless you've got a massive ad budget, that's most likely not your reality. So, my challenge to you, small business owners, is pick one thing you can do every week for marketing and then stick with it for 6 months. Whether it's a post, a blog, a video, whatever it may be, commit to it and give it time to work. Marketing isn't magic, it's momentum. All right. That's the thought I want to leave you with. So it's time to wrap things up for the podcast. It's always a sad time when we've got to say goodbye, but that is a wrap on episode 3 of Marketing Neat with a Twist of AI. I thank you. My AI assistant Jarvis thanks you. Do me a favor, if you got value today, hit subscribe, leave a review, and share this with one friend who's trying to figure out their marketing. And hey, next week, we're going to dive into AI influencers. Are they the future of brand marketing or just hype? Until then, stay sharp, stay neat, and remember, automate to elevate with AI.